All right, Shalom Akim. First and
Shalom.
foremost, we want to start saying Kahala Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to our apostles at the Great Millstone, okay, the true apostles and elders of Israel. And peace to our brothers out there preaching the word in sincerity and truth. Now, to the spirit, we're here at an undisclosed location. This GMS Chicago meets GMS LA, Ancient Days Espanol. We were very privileged to have the brother down here. So the spirit just came upon us to do a quick video. At this undisclosed location. And we're just gonna hop right into it. These last times that we're in, it's becoming more and more evident that Esau is in fact the devil, known in the scriptures, which the word devil simply means deceiver. Okay, through his rule, through his empire, through his entire structure, wickedness has spread throughout the entire world. And this started way back. This started way back when he first came into power. Beginning with the Greeks, and Alexander. So we're gonna go into that, and we're gonna cover just a couple scriptures backing up that point. Because we all know after the Greeks came into power, Esau came into power. They were taken down, Jay came back in, and then the rest is history. Esau came up once again, and we're in his empire to this very day. That's about to end when the Lord Yahushua comes back and brings him down. We see the prophecies unfolding before us. But we're going to get this in Maccabees. You have the...
I got Job. I'm going to get another
okay,
scripture as well.
Sure.
You want me to get the Maccabees?
Come, okay.
Where do you want me to start?
1 and 7. We just start right at the point.
Alright, this is First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 7. It says, "So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died."
Okay, so this is how we know the scriptures are a historical document. Because the scriptures document historical figures which are unrefutably written about in the history books. They're written about. There are archaeological relics and artifacts proving these figures' existence. One of these figures being Alexander, who's known as Alexander the Greek, who we know was an Edomite. His father, Philip of Macedonia, his line can be directly traced to Esau.
That's right.
Okay, so this was an Edomite who came to rule. Okay, and so he ruled 12 years and he died. So we're gonna read about what happened thereafter. Okay.
Right. Verse 8, "And his servants bear rule, everyone in his place."
Okay, so we know when you go into the history, you go into his 4 generals. Okay, these are the men who bear rule. Who bared rule after Alexander's death. Okay?
Verse 9, "And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years."
Many years. Okay, so we're reading here that as soon as Alexander died, his empire was divided between his 4 generals. Okay, and Esau began to rule for many years.
And his 4 generals were Seleucus, Ptolemy,
Lysimachus.
Yep, Lysimachus, and Cassandra.
Cassandra.
Yep.
That's right.
Okay, those are the 4 generals.
Yep.
Okay.
And you could read about them in history.
And I'm gonna read that again. First Maccabees 1 and 9. "And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years. Evils were multiplied in the earth."
And evils were multiplied in the earth. So we're reading in the scriptures, man. The reign of Esau means evils multiplied throughout the earth. And we read about the evils that began with the so-called Greek Empire under Esau, because we know the original Greeks were Japhites. Esau is the original plagiarizer. He comes into power, he takes over a society, and he just starts calling himself those people.
That's right.
So that's what Esau did with the Greeks, with the Japhites. You could read about the Etruscans. But the point is, once Esau came into power, evils were multiplying the earth. You could read about that in the Maccabees. Okay, how one of his generals started making Israel. He passed a decree to where simply being an Israelite and keeping the Israelite laws and customs was against the law.
Yes.
It was punishable by torment and death. Simply being an Israelite. And you had wicked Israelites consenting unto those laws, becoming Greeks, becoming Hellenized, becoming Gentiles, you know, and thus, hey, the mystery of the Gentiles. You know, but the point is, Esau being in power means evil spread throughout the earth, and we see that to this very day.
I got something for you.
Okay.
Proverbs 29:16. When the wicked are multiplied, transgression increases, but the righteous shall see their fall.
Ooh, when the wicked, this is exactly what we were reading about in Maccabees. That was the perfect precept. When the wicked are multiplied, that's what happened after the death of Alexander and the reign of his four generals. Okay, Esau was multiplied. Esau came into power. He spread. We read about the empire of Alexander, how he conquered such a large, unheard of portion of that side of the world that his after his death, his generals basically they took over and had to do no type of conquest like Alexander did. And from there, all these laws were passed. You know, wicked sacrifices were being made upon the temple. You know, Israelites were being turned into Greeks. Swine's flesh was being offered and sacrificed, adoration to other gods, so on and so forth. Fornication, you know, sodomy, homosexuality, bestiality. We read about the customs of the Greeks. We read about how they had entire cities devoted to orgies, you know, and pederasty, pedophilia. You could read about this. This is no mystery. You know what I'm saying? So it's plain and evident to this very day that Esau and any empire directly ruled by Esau means pure evil.
I got scripture for you to back you up. Malachi 1:4. Malachi 1:4. Whereas Edom said, start at 2. Malachi 1:2. I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us?
Yep. So this is directed toward the Israelites, as we read in Romans 9. Okay. Jacob have I loved, which is you Israelites, so-called Latinos, Native Americans, and so-called Negroes. The Lord has loved you. He's loved us. But Esau have he hated. You right?
It says, wherein hast thou loved us? And that's the mind frame of our people too. Okay? They're always asking, well, if God loves us, how?
Where's God? Why are we suffering?
Yep. Why are we suffering?
Because you don't know anything.
Yep.
You know, we're suffering as a nation because we're under the curses written of in Deuteronomy the 28th chapter.
That's right.
Because we went off. We went off by doing what? Following Esau, following his customs. And to this day, you got Jakes and fraternities being fucking Greeks. Come on, tell me that's not the same Jakes coming back.
Yep.
Being Greeks in these fraternities and doing all kind of gay shit in these hazings, you know, in the athletic world, in the entertainment world, and any world where Jake can make it.
It says, was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord, yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau.
He loved Jacob and he hated Esau, man. The Lord hates you so-called white people. The Lord hates the so-called Caucasian race. It's written up in the scriptures. And it's been proven time and time again that Esau is the so-called white man. The so-called white man is irrefutable. Okay? Because we're at the end. Yahweh Shai is about to return. And the race that's in power is Esau. Is the so-called white man. So by default, the so-called white man is Esau, because Esau was prophesied to be the final empire before the Lord's return. Okay? You can read about that in 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter.
Right.
Okay?
And it says, I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste with the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places.
Yep, because, hey, like I explained earlier through the Spirit, okay, Esau, man, at one point, you can read about it in the book of Job. At one point, I believe it's Job 20, at one point, Esau was very low. Esau, he didn't even have a language. Job 30, the water, not 20, Job 30. Esau is explained as having no language, as speaking like cavemen, like you see in the movies. He had no language, he had no culture, he had no society. He was living in the caves, literally having sex with dogs, and eating out of their grandma's skulls.
Yep.
You know? So, hey, but through the spirit of Yahweh Shai Shai, the Lord brought Esau up, man. He brought him up to basically have him be the final ruler of the earth in what today we know to be the most wicked society that's ever existed. To show us how not to rule, to show us evil, to show us how not to do things. You know?
And it says, thus saith the Lord of hosts. I'm going to read that again.
Okay.
Wherefore Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places.
Yeah, because once they came into power, okay, you can read about it in Obadiah. They're building and they're trying like hell to be like the Most High, man, to ascend into the clouds. You know, ultimately that's Esau's prerogative with this microchip, man, with the mark of the beast. He wants to be God. He wants to implant every known living human being with an implantable microchip, so that every known being can be tracked and monitored at all times, and ultimately controlled.
Right.
And monitored, so that Esau could be at all times, like he could be anywhere at any time. You know, because he wants to be like the Most High.
Yep.
This proves the white man is Esau.
And thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness.
And they shall call them the border of wickedness. Anywhere where Esau establishes himself, wickedness is spread.
Yep.
Anywhere. As soon as Esau sets foot in any country, he's cancer.
Yep. Democracy follows.
The democracy, man. Even though these are heathens, okay, Ishmael still has some semblance of the old world.
Yep.
Until Esau came in with his democracy, you know, and he started absolutely corrupting the entire society. Now women drive, they have normal jobs, they dress provocatively in some areas, you know, and they're so-called calling for rights, and
Yep.
and you know, that's what happens when Esau comes into power, man. He corrupts everything. He's that serpent.
It says, the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever.
And the race which Yahweh Shemeshah has indignation forever. You know? So, hey, ultimately, if you have a problem with this, you don't have a problem with us. You have a problem with the word, and ultimately, you have a problem with Yahweh himself. You know, take it up with God, don't take it up with us, because it's the Lord that made you this way. You know, He could do whatever He wants. He has made a vessel unto honor and a vessel unto dishonor. The vessel unto honor are the Israelites, beginning with the elect, and the vessel unto dishonor is you so-called white people, man. You were created to be off. You were created your curse goes so much deeper than your skin. Your curse goes into the spirit.
Yep.
The Lord said the spirit that is not upright in him. You were made to be wicked. You were made to be evil. You were made to be made an example of.
Yeah. And even how we read in that Malachi in 1:3, man, it says that the Lord laid your heritage for waste, man. Because Esau means it's Ashashua in the Hebrew, which means wasted away is he. And as the brother was getting into, it's just not talking about your pigmentation, man. It goes even deeper than that. Your whole heritage is going to be destroyed, man, because you're going to get rooted out, man.
Yep.
That's an omen. You're the only race of people that aren't going to get salvation, man, that aren't going to get any type of mercy, okay? And that's because of all your wickedness and all the transgression that you push forth out here, okay? Not only have you destroyed the people, okay, whether it be physically or mentally, but you've destroyed the earth.
That's exactly it.
Okay? You've literally destroyed the earth, man. Alright? This earth is mourning right now.
Earth, land, sea, water,
Yep.
food, raiment, shelter, all aspects that are considered to be an absolute necessity to live, it's all been corrupted by Esau. Okay? Almost all the food is contaminated with genetically modified organisms, okay, that make you sick, that don't have anywhere near the nutritional value of real food, that break down your body, that break down your immune system. Chemicals are sprayed in the air at a constant rate, breaking down our immune systems, killing the earth, killing the land, killing the soil, preventing crops from growing, forcing farmers to buy genetically modified seeds from companies like Monsanto. The water is fluoridated, infused with all kind of heavy metals, causing children to be born with birth defects and just, man, it's this planet. If you can't see it, then hey, ultimately the Lord isn't dealing with you. All of this is due to the reign of the so-called white man, which is Esau, the border of wickedness. Real quick, can you give me 1 John 5:19? Okay, because hey, like the brother said, man, Esau is destroying the planet. He's putting it in his movies, man. Ultimately, he will not achieve his goals, but what he plans to do is, and you can watch it in movies like Elysium. Esau wants to leave Earth and fucking make a paradise in space. Okay, the Lord said that when He returns, hey, we're gonna do him and the elect, man. We're gonna be ripping these devils out of caves, out of their deep underground military bases, out of their satellites, out of their fucking underwater bases. You know, they can try and run and hide all they want. They're hiding from the own mess that they made, man, and they're gonna be the ones to clean it up.
Yep. 1 John 5:19. It says, "And we know that we are the Most High, and the whole world lies in wickedness."
Can you read that again?
1 John 5:19. And we know that we are of the Most High, and the whole world lies in wickedness.
The whole world lies in wickedness. Why? Give me Job 9:24. The whole earth lies in wickedness because of the people who are in authority. We read that when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. You know? So the whole world is in wickedness right now under the authority of the so-called white man, Esau, the Caucasian. Okay?
Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Ultimately, it was the will of the Lord to hand over the final rulership unto Esau. Why? To fulfill the prophecy that was written about in Genesis, all the way back in Genesis. Okay? Esau was given the fatness of the earth, and he was given his blessing, the sword, okay, to take over the entire planet.
Right.
Okay, but Jacob, his twin brother, okay, which would later become the Israelites, they were given because Esau's dumbass sold his birthright, the kingdom, the real blessing, that was given unto Israel. You know, so when Yahushua comes back, hey man, that heel's gonna be pulled down, Esau's gonna be brought down low, we're gonna be brought up, man. You know, through spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Keep going.
Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the face of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
And this is one of those great wicked things that Esau has done. He's covered the faces of the true judges, the true powers, the true rulers, who the world calls God and His Son, Yahweh and Yahushua. Now, one of the most highly influential images in the world are images of Michelangelo, or image of that painting that Michelangelo made in the Sistine Chapel of so-called God touching the finger of Adam, which that's nothing but a big satanic image. Okay, you got the Most High looking like a pale devil, which the scriptures describe him as being a dark-skinned man. Okay, in the semblance of what most people would call a Negro, and Adam also being in the semblance of a so-called Negro, depicted as another white man, butt-ass naked, in the midst of a bunch of naked babies.
Yeah, pedophilia being pushed hard.
What the fuck is that? That is a tremendous, blasphemous, and absolutely sick and disgusting piece of imagery that's pushed throughout the entire world as some kind of high art. This is the wickedness that the whole world is covered in. That's considered normal. You know?
I got a precept coming up. This is Sirach 10, and I'll start at 1. It says, "A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein.
Ooh, that's a good precept.
That goes to what the brother was getting into, man. Okay, about the Job 9 and 24, man. The earth is given to the hand of the wicked, and I believe the brother made a statement that that's why these people, their minds are basically all messed up, man.
Yep.
Right?
As the mind of the ruler, so is the people.
Yep. That's why these people are all out of order, man. It's because Esau's in rulership, and he's giving them, I guess you could say, for lack of a better phrase, he's giving them the authority to just basically do
what
as
thou
thou
wilt.
wilt.
Yep.
You know, whatever your your flesh desires, do it, man. Okay. If you wanted to indulge in overeating, do it. If you want to perform homosexual acts, do it. If you want to be a pedophile, do it. Okay? That's why everyone in this society is all messed up, and that's why this earth is all out of course, as it says in, what is it, Psalms 82 and 5, roughly? It says the foundations of the earth are out of course. Okay? Everything is all out of course, from the weather to the minds of these people out here. Everyone's all messed up. Everything's all messed up. That's why when Yahweh Shah returns, okay, he's going to get everything in order, okay, with the elect, with him. Okay?
Yeah,
and it's
right.
coming very soon. Because it has to be done soon, because if not, all flesh shall be destroyed, man, as it says in Matthew the 24th chapter, roughly paraphrasing it. If the Lord doesn't come back, all flesh shall be destroyed, man. Okay? Because Esau is killing everything. Because, we were talking about the chemicals that are being sprayed, all these oil spills, the mercury that's being thrown into the water. Okay? This earth is literally dying right before our eyes. Do you got a precept I got?
I'm trying to look for it. It's in, because we were going into how Esau pushes the people to basically live however the hell they feel. He pushes out wicked vibrations like do what thou will, Aleister Crowley. He pushes that vibration through the music, through the movies. He pushes out that YOLO. He pushes out that fucking homosexual rights, transgender rights, women's rights, democracy, equality. Everyone is the same. That's the kind of shit that Esau pushes out. Esau pushes out bestiality, okay, pedophilia. He's got laws in the military where you could have sex with animals and not be arrested. You can have sex with children and not be arrested. They got the North American Man Boy Love Association. These are all umbrellas of Esau. All this is stemming from Esau, man. All of it. At the highest levels. You can research Pizzagate. You can research. It's basically out in the open now. They're almost not even trying to hide the pedophilic, satanic shit that these people do in the higher levels, man. It's all exposed. Their spin now is they push it in such a way where it's almost silly to talk about.
It's called gradualism.
Exactly.
They slowly do a thing here and there to make it normalized, and that's what's happening. Okay, since they're getting exposed, those of the higher those of a higher status, since they're getting exposed, what they're doing now is trying to make it normal, so somebody that's a commoner can do these practices and not get in trouble. So it becomes normal. Okay?
I found it. 2 Maccabees 7 and 16. We're gonna get that in the scriptures, man, because we all know Aleister Crowley was an Edomite. He was pushing that vibration of do as what thou wilt. But we're gonna read in the scriptures how that mentality, that mind frame, that absolute wicked spirit of just doing whatever feels right, goes back to Esau all the way back during the time of the Greeks. Okay?
You just got a low battery.
Oh, okay, yeah, we're about to wrap it up anyway.
Okay, Con.
Get that.
All right,
Close it out.
2 Maccabees, chapter 7, verse 16 says, "Then looked he unto the king and said, Thou hast power over men."
Okay, this was one of the Maccabees brothers, because when you read in the Maccabees, okay, the brothers were all tormented and put to death because they refused to consent unto the Greeks. Okay, they held on to their laws and their customs and their culture and their righteousness into the very end, including the mother. Okay, and this is the words of one of those sons.
It says, Then he looked unto the king and said, Thou hast power over men,
Yep.
and art corruptible.
And are corruptible.
Thou doest what thou wilt.
Thou doest what thou wilt. So this goes way back, man. This goes all the way back to the Greeks. Hey, this goes back to Esau in the garden, telling Eve what? No, you won't die if you partake in these philosophies, in this wicked spiritual fornication, in the ways of the others. You won't die. You will be made a god if you but do what feels right, which is absolute bullshit, man. Keep going.
It says, Salaki says, Thou doest what thou wilt. Yet think not that our nation is forsaken of our power.
Yet think not that our nation is forsaken of our power, man. So, righteous men in Yahweh Bashim Ashai, through the Spirit, we are not forsaken, man. Though Esau comes with all of his fornication, though he comes with his corruption, though he's completely corrupted the entire earth, man, we are not forsaken of Yahweh Bashim Ashai. Proceeding to the prophecy, Esau will be taken down, Yahweh Shai will return, and as soon he's incoming, and through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Ashai, man, Esau's world is crumbling, and the next kingdom, which is to last forever, is about to be established upon the planet Earth.
Can I get this real quick for you, Mark? This is Psalms 37, and I'll start at 28. It says, For the Lord loveth judgment, and forsaketh not his saints. They are preserved forever.
Ooh, the saints of Yahweh Shema shall preserve forever, man. You could read it in Psalm 50. The saints are the Israelites, man. So, even the wicked of our people, the 2/3, even they're gonna come back. They're gonna die a horrible death here in America and throughout the world. Okay, before and during the return of our Lord Yahweh Shai. But the Lord has to fulfill His word that all Israel shall be saved. So even their spirits are going to come back in the kingdom, perfectly programmed in righteousness with the laws in their spirits.
That's right.
They're going to come through our loins. Okay, but just how that Maccabee's son told that Edomite, but Esau, you don't have any part in everlasting life, in the resurrection.
That's right.
Your part in the resurrection is that of slavery, torment, and complete suffering for 1,000 years. So, with that, you got a little more?
Yeah, a little bit more.
Okay.
It says, But the seed of the wicked shall be cut off.
Ooh.
And it says, The righteous shall inherit the land and dwell therein forever.
We're going to inherit this land, man. We're going to be the new, under our Lord Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, we're going to be the new lords, kings, priests, and gods of this earth, man, in complete and total righteousness and harmony with the Holy Scriptures, man, which is a righteous kingdom, a clean and pristine earth. The earth is going to be restored unto its former glory and surpass it so much more.
Right.
All this under the authority of Yahweh Shem Shai by way of the Israelites, the Scriptures, the Word of life. You can't go wrong.
That's right.
So, with that, we hope your brothers were edified. We're almost out of here. Stay strong, and with that, we're going to say shalom.
Shalom.